your skull out of your bear hide here. We'll flip it all over. It is going to get a little gory, so just so you know. So you can kind of see where I've taken it all the way down and popped it off right at the neck knuckle there. So I'll just take my basic knife, and what I'm feeling for here, as you can roll it back a little bit, you'll feel for the base of this ear on the bottom side of your hide. So I know that I've taken it up high enough already. So I'll flip this all back over. It is a little awkward. You can kind of start going around your hide here, and you can feel that this is your ear. So at the base of this ear is a little ear canal right there. You cut that. You can trim a little bit of this meat off, and then just start working yourself up to the base of this ear. And then basically work yourself around. We'll do the same to the other side. Here's your ear. Come down below it. Cut that drum. Peel that ear up. All the way to the hide. I'm not cleaning the skull. I am getting it clean, but I'm not the one doing it. So I try to leave as much as stuff on there as possible, because I don't want to flesh it off my hide. So as you see, there's your butt of your ear. And your taxidermist will pull the cartilage and all that stuff out of the ears and all that stuff, for put it in the fake head for your rug, or shell, rather I say. Just kind of keep running it. Same thing here. It's a little frozen, it feels. That's one thing with your hide we try to tell everybody at my work, is keep your hide as clean as possible and as cold as possible. All right, as you're going around your head here, you want to try to keep as close as possible to this hide as possible. You want to try to leave all the flesh on it. So just use the tip. The next main thing that you're going to be feeling for is going to be your eye sockets, which are actually on black bears pretty far down on the face. So we'll just keep turning this hide. Quite there. Once you start getting close to your eye socket here, you will start to see almost like a little bit of brown fatty material right around the eye, and you can kind of start seeing it there. It's just a little bit more flesh, and I'll have you come in a little closer here. So basically, as I can feel right here, is the start of my eye socket. So what I want to do is work down these sides a little bit, and this is where I'm going to switch over to my scalpel. Just find it's a little sharper. So at the back of this eye socket, you want to make sure you're lifting up on your hide. Make a little cut, put your finger in there. Now I have my finger sticking out through the hide of the eye. And we'll run this down in between. The blade's pretty sharp, pretty dull there. Now you can kind of see that I'm over that eye. You want to make sure you stay really close in this tear duct area right against your skull. That's where it helps to keep pulling upwards on your hide. Now you just bring it around. So we'll flip this over so we can get to the bottom part of this jaw. I did bring it up pretty far. A lot of people don't bring it up that far. It's not gonna matter. It's gonna be sewed down on a piece of felt. Just kind of keep going around. Keep going around. So then we'll pop over to this side now. Take it down to the eye. A little further. Start seeing that brown fatty material. So you know you're getting close. Right there's the eye socket. Pop a little hole. Stick my finger in there. Flip it up like that. Give you a little bit of view. Around. Keep coming down. So right here you can see the bottom jaw, just the top of the top jaws where this meat runs. So basically you got to fillet that out on both the top, on both sides here, and then around to the bottom jaw. So you just kind of run it. Keep running it out a ways. And then I will literally slice that. Slice around the bottom. Slice around that top. Trying to keep my hand out of the way here. So you can kind of see how we're starting to get around to the nose part and how we basically have fleshed all around the teeth on both the top and the bottom and working ourselves around to the bottom jaw. I'll go ahead and take the bottom jaw pretty much off at this point. It's just a little bit less of a hassle to have both sides attached at the same time. That means I need to flip it back over. Come down this side some. Helps keeping the leverage of the head. It'll basically do all the work for you. Close enough. Slice. Make that slice. Run the bottom. Make sure you're holding your knife the right way. So it's detached on the bottom. So now that's what we're left with. So basically at this point in time, you just want to run this another top side out. Just kind of keep running it out a little bit. Run down this bridge of this nose. As far as you can on both sides. You don't have to go all the way down. At this point in time, take your knife, cut straight down, around the front, detached. And there you have it. There you have it. That's how you pull your bear skull. And then I'll show you the inside out version of this. So now, you're basically down to just that. The next step, what you would be doing, will be taking your scalpel, get a new blade here, and you'll be running these lips out. It's pretty simple. You just kind of takes a little bit used to having your hand underneath the hide. Run them. All the way out. The object of what you're doing here is you're trying to turn that all the way down to that lip line, and you want it to lay flat. Because what I do for work is I flesh hides on a wheel, and I have to run my big 16-inch wheel on top of this and flesh all that down. And if you have a high spot right there and I hit it with my wheel, it's basically just putting a hole in it. So what I'm doing is putting my fingers on this lip line and just running the blade on top. You would think that you're going to cut yourself, but odds are you won't. Just don't push very hard. I'm kind of doing it more fast paced than the average person here. Cut down into there, there's a lot of meat. Same on this side. Next, the nose, come down on the sides. Do have my finger in one of the nostrils on the back side. Take this. I will cut it really close. Basically take my scalpel. Run it down the center. You don't have to get perfect. You can try to leave all of it to kind of one side. If you can get it to be perfect, it's great. You just want to split that. You want to get salt up in there. So, and then basically you just work yourself around. The bottom I'm not too worried about. I'll be doing a closed mouth rug anyway. But you just kind of turn that inside out just like so. Like I said, it takes a while to get used to running the scalpel over your finger edge. We'll flip it back around here. We got a little bit of a side here. Just like so. All you have to do would be to turn your ears. It's fairly simple. Run around the edge. We do have what they call an ear turner. Stick it in from the other side. Just allows you to work that top edge. So all you're doing is following the ear over, turning it inside out. Kind of pushing down, keeping that leverage. And the biggest reason why you're doing this is to make sure that you get salt down in all of this. If you don't, the hair will slip. And what I mean by slip, it basically just falls out. Leaves a big bald spot. You don't have to go all the way to the very end. I usually Like to leave about a 1/4 inch all the way around so you don't blow the ear out. Something like so. Do the same on this side. Ooh. Came close right there. Put a little nick in my hide. That's where I like the scalpel. It's a little more fine-tuned.
How bad will the nick be?
You'll never see it. That's one thing with bears. A lot of people, when they come into my work, they feel like they've done a bad job because they've flushed it or skinned it and they put a bunch of holes in it. Really, with the hair, you'll never see it. It's just how it lays. And if you're gonna get a rug done to where there's felt on the back, the taxidermist usually sews up all the holes anyway, so you'll never see it. Being stubborn. Keep working it. Biggest thing is don't rush. Which is not one of my strong suits. This might be the ear that I shot, so it seems like it has a little bloody spot right there. If you haven't watched, you'll have to check out my video of harvesting this bear. It's pretty cool how it went down 2 weeks before me and the wife and the dogs were out spotting and seen him basking in the sun, and then opening day and hiked the whole mountain on my way back to the truck, spotted him and ended up putting him down. Realized really fast that I wasn't in as shape as I needed to be. After I had to walk through a matchbook of trees. That's far enough on that one. I'm not going to take it any further. And that's how you pull your bear skull.